Going into the 2026 football season, who's leading on the depth charts? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to your favorite podcast, the Hard Edge Podcast. We're happy to be here today, and we're talking some interesting topics. So before we start, we're going to give you a quick rundown of what we're talking about today. So first, we're going to be talking about my insight on the QB room this year, my thoughts, and my starters. So then secondly, we'll get into Big 12 gets a sponsor from Monster Energy. Do I like it? Do I don't? And I'll also talk about how much we're getting paid to do this. And I do not like the price. And then thirdly, we'll close out with 100 predictions before the season. We've been doing this for the past few episodes, and I really like it. This will probably be one of our last times doing it because we've already did a few, and all the good ones are gone. So this will be one of the last times we'll do it. So let's get straight into it. So my QB depth chart might be a little different than everybody else's. My first two could maybe be the same as y'all's, but my third string guy is a little different than everybody else's. So before we get to that, we'll talk about my starter. Drum roll, please. Michael Hawkins Jr. He's the transfer from Oklahoma. He's a dual threat quarterback, 6'1", 203 pounds. He's an elite rusher, and he can throw on the run. And probably my favorite part about him, he doesn't contribute many turnovers. In high school, he passed for a lot of yards, and he only threw how many interceptions? Three interceptions, and he passed for like 4,000 something yards. That is crazy stats, and he's only threw 3 interceptions in college, and that was against a great SEC defense he was playing against. So we're going to look at a few of his highlights, but I'll say a few more stuff before we look at that. He's probably a better rusher than he is a passer, but he's still a good passer, very good on the run, like I said. And Pat White, the All-American West Virginia quarterback, said that Michael Hawkins, was faster than him, Pat White. And Pat White has never said that before, so that's so crazy to me that he said that. So I just think that's super cool that the Pat White said that Michael Hawkins, the new guy, the youngster, is faster than him. That just surprises me. So let's look at the highlights. So I haven't shared my screen in a while, so it might look a little funky. So let's get straight into it, though. So this is going to be versus Temple. This is him starting at Oklahoma. Oklahoma was 16th, and looks like it was a blowout, so he got his time to shine. So let's get straight into it. So he gets a snap, fakes it. It was an option. This is kind of what you'll see from him this year, and he just takes off with that elite speed, and he dives to a first down. So I think that's something he's going to do a lot this year. So here's the second play. Drops back in the pocket, and then throws to the receiver, and what a dime. That was a really good catch. So let's get into the third play here. We're going to only watch a few. He rolls out the play fake, and then he scrambles. This is one of his best abilities. And then he goes through contact and dives to the end zone. And this is versus number 6, Tennessee. So that's versus good competition. So he's not playing some scrums. He's playing the best of the best. 6 Tennessee, who made the playoffs this year. So let's get to the next play here. This is also against Tennessee. His fourth play that we're looking at. Snaps it, play action pass, roll out on the run. This is his best ability, and then he makes a dime catch to his tight end. Here's the fifth play. He's in the red zone, and then he's getting pressured early, and then he scrambles and practically does a front flip into the end zone, which is kind of like something you'll see against Cam Cook. Cam Cook and Michael Hawkins will kind of be like Batman and Robin this year. It's going to be fun to watch. They're both really athletic, explosive guys. Okay, and then this is probably our last play here. This is him versus Auburn. He snaps back in the pocket, rolls out, and then he goes, this is his longest play of the season, and just goes, you can see that elite Pat White speed all the way to the house, 50-yard touchdown run. So I think he could definitely be a game changer for us this year, and I definitely think he can make a big impact and I think he could definitely be the starter throughout the entire season. I don't see Scotty Fox in any world taking his job. I see Michael Hawkins all over. So, y'all know my starting quarterback. What do y'all think about that in the comments? And second string quarterback, I definitely think he can make a big impact, and I think he could definitely be the starter throughout the entire season. I don't see Scotty Fox in any world taking his job. I see Michael Hawkins all over. So, y'all know my starting quarterback. What do y'all think about that in the comments? And second string quarterback, Scotty Fox. There's nobody else near his level. I mean, Jaron Hughley or Max Brown can maybe contend for Scotty Fox. The only thing that I'm not very high on Scotty Fox is his speed. He's a little bit of a bigger guy, and I mean, you didn't really see his full potential last year because he was behind one of the worst offensive lines in WV history. He's a dual threat quarterback. He could run. You saw versus Robert Morris last year. He had a 59-yard touchdown run in his first college game. So that's really impressive, especially in his first college game. There's got to be a lot of nerves, but it was against Robert Morris. He had two 300-yard passing yard games versus TCU and Arizona State. Those are top Big 12 contenders, so that's pretty impressive also. He has a strong arm. Last year, you could see that already developing his strong arm, but it was just the accuracy issue. But he has a quick release also. He did really good on the screen passes, really accurate. He also passes and rushes very good. It's a little bit, he's like 50-50. He's not the best runner, but he's also not the best passer, so he's a little bit of everything. I think this guy, Scotty Fox would look really good in Neil Brown's offense, because Neil Brown kind of likes to pass it a little bit and run it a little bit. So he's kind of like a Garrett Green, but not as fast or as elusive. But he might be as good as a thrower as Garrett Green, maybe in the coming years. So let's get on. Oh, here's his career totals last year: 1,276 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, and the issue is why he's not the starter: 6 interceptions. 6 interceptions. That's not good. Michael Hawkins has 3, so that's half. That's double his, and he had 84 rushing yards, probably more than that because he got sacked like 50 times, and that put the number down. So let's get to the third string quarterback. This might be a little shocker for some people. Most people have Max Brown at the third string. Me, I had Jaron Hughley. I thought he looked really good in the spring game. I know it's a spring game, but I still think he could be a coming star after Michael Hawkins. After Michael Hawkins leads, I think it's going to be Jaron Hughley's throne. He's 6'2", 195 pounds, so he's a little bit of a smaller, skinnier guy, but we can put some weight on him and he'll be a star. He's a dual threat quarterback. I'd say he's more of a pure passer, but most people say he's a dual threat from high school because he threw for... He was 95 for 145, so that's why I say he's a pure passer. No, pure runner. And he had 835 rushing yards. He also had a 60-yard touchdown run in the spring game. That's why I have him at third string, because I really liked that touchdown run. I thought it was really cool of the freshman in the spring game to go for 60. He's a better runner than passer. He's not the best passer. He only completed like 50% of his passes, so that's not very good. He needs to work on his accuracy, but in Rich Rod's offense, you don't have to pass it that much, so I think he'd be good. On to my fourth string, Max Brown. Max Brown is a 6'2", 221-pound quarterback. It's like 221 to 233. Not really know. I couldn't find it. I looked at a few different sources. They all said different stuff, so I just said put it in the range there. He's known for his versatility. He's plays through contact. You saw in the spring game, he made a QB run and he hit stick some guy. The defender came in and he shouldered him to the sidelines, and the crowd went wild. He's passed for 4,416 yards in high school and 68 touchdowns. As a 2-year starter, he won the Oklahoma District 3A MVP as a senior. He played in Lincoln High School and High School, Florida, and Charlotte, but he's currently at West Virginia. He played at Charlotte before he came here. So I'm pretty sure, is he a senior? I think he's he's a senior this year or a junior. I can't remember. But what do y'all think about my depth chart? I know that I was kind of everywhere, but it doesn't matter. My show. So on to the last subject for today, the last big subject, Monster Energy deal. What do y'all think about that? It came out a few days ago, but I haven't had time to talk about it yet. So we're just going to talk about it right now. So Monster Energy, if y'all don't know, it's an energy drink company, kind of like Red Bull, but different logo, different branding. So the Big 12 is getting $20 million a year to do this deal. That's the first requirement. They get $20 million a year. This is the part I don't like. All Big 12 jerseys must have a logo patch. They must have a logo patch. So you're saying you're forced to do it. So, like, let's say this is West Virginia's jersey here. This is the Under Armour logo. Monster logo's got to be right here, too. No matter if I want it or not. I bet there's many players who are like, why do we have to do this? But it's all for the money. Or is it? Each team is only getting $1.25 million. That doesn't make any sense to me. $1.25 million is barely enough to get a starting quarterback. That's how much Michael Hawkins costs. I don't get why each team is getting $1.25 million. They should be getting at least $5 million to put that ugly logo on their jersey. And also something I'm about to mention that will shock all y'all. They're going to have to put it on their field and their court in basketball. At least that's what I've heard. Maybe it's not true because it sounds horrible. I hope it's not true. But field patches, I was talking about that earlier, but I thought field patches should be $20 million. Why are we letting these people do this to us for $1.25 million? I know that's a lot of money. People dream of that money. But for a college team, we spent $5 million on our offensive line this year. And we're getting a sponsorship to put on our jerseys, field, and advertisement on TVs for just $1.25 million. That just doesn't make sense to me. What do y'all think about this situation here? I hope they only do it for a few years, hopefully. Because I loved our jerseys, how they looked. I don't want to see some ugly Monster logo on there. At least let it be a cool logo. I guess Monster's kind of a cool logo, but it kind of just looks like a spilled drink. It just looks like if you went to a gas station, got a Mountain Dew, and spilled it on the floor. It just doesn't look that cool. I mean, we could have done any other energy company. Like Red Bull is a cooler logo than that. I can name 100 logos that look cooler than a Monster logo. And the main thing that I don't really care what it looks like. I mean, I care if it looks good, but I care about the money for the players. If we want to be good, we got to have money. And $1.25 million is not enough. So I think they should definitely raise that if they're able to. But I'll let y'all think about that. I'll come back to it in the coming episodes. But let's get on to the next subject. Prediction time. It's prediction time. Y'all's favorite segment. We're predicting West Virginia before the season starts. So I'm going to give y'all my prediction, and then I'll give you their number of predictions. So the predictions this episode, 62, 68, 71, 77, and 86. So let's get straight into it. My first prediction I picked, and then pick number 62. They said running back Martavius Boswell will have 100-yard rushing game in the Big 12 play. So they're saying Martavius Boswell, he's a running back. He's 5'9 or 5'11, I believe. He's going to rush for over 100. I don't believe we had a rusher last year who rushed for 100. Maybe Jaheim White in one of his first games. I think he did it versus Robert Morris. But you're saying our third string or fourth string running back is going to rush for 100, something that we couldn't do all year last year. Our fourth string's going to do. I don't think this could happen, but maybe it could. Maybe he was on the 99-yard line and he had a 99-yard rush in that game, and then they gave him one more carry and he got 100 yards. So maybe that could happen, but I just don't see this happening as our fourth string running back getting multiple carries, or maybe just had a few explosive plays. So, or maybe, hopefully not this happened. Hopefully this doesn't happen, but maybe all of our running backs got injured and now Martavius Boswell in this prediction is the starter or the second string behind Christopher Talley. So hopefully that's not the case, they're saying. Hopefully they're just saying he gets a few carries in a game. Hopefully they're not saying he's the starter. Because if he is the starter, that means somebody got injured. Because I don't see Cam Cook getting benched. I don't see that in any world. So my second prediction, their prediction actually, but the second one I picked, their pick number 68. They say, as a team, West Virginia will run the ball 600 times when the ground game is working. So they said that's a realistic number for us. I talked about it in my previous episode. We ran the ball 523 times last year. So they're saying we're going to run it 77 more times. I can see that happening. I can see this happening because last year we had to rely on the pass because all of our running backs were getting injured and all of our quarterbacks were getting injured. So we had to result on the pass. I could definitely see this happening, and I could see us exceeding that number. I could see us doing 610 because I hope we run it that many times because that means the offense is working. So this is my third pick here. They're pick number 71. They say the run-pass balance will be much closer to 50-50 than it was in 2025. WVU ran the ball roughly 60% of the time in last season. Their guess, it will be 54% run, 46% pass. I don't think this should happen. Maybe it will, but I don't think it should. I think it should be more, maybe 70-30% pass, because we have such a deep running back room this year. Why would we resort to the pass? If our running game wasn't as good last year, this prediction just doesn't make sense to me because they're saying last year we had a worse offense, we had a better passing game than a better running game. And they're saying, since we have a better running game this year, we pass it because we have a worse passing game. This prediction doesn't make any sense because if you had a great running back, let's just say we're Boise State 2024. If I'm Ashton Jeanty, or if I'm the offensive coordinator, if I have the Heisman contender Ashton Jeanty, why wouldn't I run the ball every play? Why would I resort to the pass? Why would I want to pass most of the time? So this pick just doesn't make much sense, and I think we should definitely pass it more than running it. Run it more than passing it. I'm getting too caught up in this prediction. Run it more than pass it, because we have the best running back room we've had in years. So this is my fourth pick. They're pick number 77. By the middle of the year, Rich Rodriguez will be considered a candidate for Big 12 Coach of the Year, but it will lose steam late. I can definitely see this happening because our meat of the schedule is at the end. Our start of the schedule is pretty weak because we start the season off Coastal Carolina, and then we play a big game in Charlotte versus Virginia, and then we play UT Martin at home, then Oklahoma State, then Iowa State, then Arizona, and then Cincinnati. So those are all winnable games. So I can see us starting 6-0 in some worlds. So we can be ranked in 6-0. But by the time the end of the season comes around, November, we have to play Texas Tech and Utah and TCU and all these big schools, these powerhouses in the conference are all at the end. So I can see us going on a run at the start and being contenders for the Big 12. People thinking that, but then by the time we get to the end of the schedule and the meat of the schedule, we'll lose a few games and we'll lose steam. So I could see this prediction definitely coming true. And then my last prediction, my pick number 5, their pick number 86. West Virginia wins a bowl game and finishes with a winning record. I definitely see this happening. I have us 7-5, so that's already a winning record. 8-5 for us, they're saying. So I definitely see us making a bowl game. I don't know about winning it because we don't know who we're playing, but I definitely see us making a bowl game. I can see us getting bowl eligible in the first half of the season. So thank y'all for watching. I had fun in this episode. This has been a very fun episode. This will probably be my last episode of the week because I'm going to a camp, and then I'm going to camp next week. But I'll try to get a podcast out next Saturday, and I'll also schedule one for Wednesday. So if you're looking for my next podcast, the next one will be out Wednesday. So thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all have a great day. And before I'm out of here, I want to tell y'all what I did last night and what we talked about. So if y'all haven't heard already, I was on the Mountaineer Paul show, the Locked On West Virginia show. It was a blast. Y'all should really check him out. Thank you, Mountaineer Paul, for letting me come on. It was a blast. One of the most fun times I've had on a podcast. So y'all should really check it out. I think I did pretty good. I was really nervous because I've been watching Mountaineer Paul for years now, and I just look up to him. I'm just really thankful that he brought me on the show. Y'all should really check him out and give him a follow. He's a great news analyst kind of for West Virginia sports. He provides really accurate information. He provides it quick. He does 2 episodes a day, and he does it every day. So he's really dedicated. He puts a lot of work into it, and y'all should really check him out. So thank y'all for watching. Check his show out. Give him a subscribe. So let's cue them, Country Reds. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.